In this 25th anniversary year of September 11th, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation continues to honor America's heroes. Heroes like Fire Lieutenant Michael Wells, who was inspired by 9/11 to serve his community. After 14 dedicated years of service, he lost his battle with occupational cancer, leaving behind his wife, Katie, and their 3 children. Tunnel to Towers honored Lieutenant Wells by paying off the family's mortgage in recognition of his sacrifices. Donate $11 monthly and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T. .org.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Mike, welcome to the other side of midnight. Hi, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good. I'm calling from Tel Aviv. You know, you spoke to me before. Yeah, I'm the grandfather who came here to take care of a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, along with my ex-wife. And anyway, I'm just calling to say hello and congratulations on your new show.
Are you Dove? Is that who you are?
No, Michael Belsky.
No, I got that. But I've talked to another gentleman in Tel Aviv named Dove, D-O-V, who's a bus driver in Tel Aviv. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome. Let's talk. Do you have the...
No, I know you. I heard that conversation with the bus driver.
And that was interesting, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it's interesting, but you had just one bus driver. He was in Vermont, Hasharon or someplace.
Now, Mike, tell me about your life today in Tel Aviv, please. Tell me about your life today in Tel Aviv.
Okay, first of all, it's 11:32 in the morning,
right?
Which is great.
Right.
And I'm here because my daughter came here 8 years ago. Made this Aliyah thing if you're Jewish or anything. And then she thought she was living a dream. She married an Israeli and had a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. And we pick up the kids every single day from school because they both work and take them to the playground. And that's part of the thing. The other thing that we spent 3 months with alerts and getting up at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. My building has no shelter, but running across the street to a serious bomb shelter. And this went on, and the ballistic missiles are terrifying. They are 40 feet long, 10 feet wide. They carry 1,000 pounds of explosives. If it hits your apartment building, it's gone.
Right.
And that's way more terrifying than the junk that Hamas used to send, because all you have to do was go into the hallway. But this stuff, anyway, horrible. Fortunately, that's over for a little while. And, of course, it was totally disruptive because schools were closed. So my daughter and her husband could not send the 1 and the 4-year-old to school daycare, and it caused a giant issue with them in terms of being able to get their jobs done, because if you do graphic art or something on the computer, well, the 4-year-old can be managed, but the 1-year-old cannot just run around the apartment.
Right.
So my ex-wife and I were taking care of them a lot during the day so they could get their jobs done. And that was pretty much widespread. All the schools were closed for like 3 months. It wasn't just her that was affected. It was a lot of people.
And how many people, about how many businesses were closed? What percent?
Okay, not a lot of businesses were actually closed, but people could not get to the office, or the businesses had like limited hours, and people were not going to the office. They had to work from home. So I don't think a lot of businesses, except taxi cabs, but if you had children and you could work on the computer
Now,
from home.
tell me about, do you have the Red Alert app?
You know what? After you talked about it, I put it on.
Now, how terrifying is that? When I saw the Red Alert app, and let me explain to the Midnight Misfits what the Red Alert app is. It's an app for Israelis that shows them exactly where a missile is headed. There's a map of Israel. They can see where the missiles are headed and where they have hit and the history of the missiles. You go around trying to download the Mr. Tasty app to find out where the Mr. Tasty trucks are. Well, if you lived in Israel, you would want the Red Alert app to let you know if your neighborhood is going to be blown off the map.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. It's apparently as soon as a ballistic missile is launched from Iran, if it's launched from Iran 1,000 miles away, large ballistic missile, they try to determine from satellites where is it headed. And if it appears to be heading towards central Tel Aviv, then your Red Alert will have an awful, frightening sound, which I think I have PTSD from this already. And then you have a choice. Do I stay where I am, or do I run someplace to a shelter? And then this can occur. If it occurs during the day, then I was out bike riding and it kept going off, and I had to keep finding random shelters. It was really a horrible experience. Then I stopped riding the bike. But if you're home or something, then you have to run to the shelter. And sometimes it is kind of like a mistake, not exactly, but it doesn't go to where they thought it was going to go. And then these sirens don't go off, and then you just leave. But most of the time, it's pretty accurate. And these terrifying sirens, like London Blitz, they go off, and then depends where you are, you can hear the booms if they get intercepted. It's like thunderous.
All right, we're talking. I want to explain who you are again. We're talking with Mike, who lives in Tel Aviv. He's live in Tel Aviv right now, and he's sharing with us the experience of the Red Alert app, which you can download and see for yourself. It's free, and it's worth doing it. The Red Alert app tells the people of Tel Aviv when a bomb is coming to their neighborhood, to take shelter, to be prepared. It's terrifying. Now, please share with us, Mike, because I asked Dov the same question. The people of Israel, how do you feel about Donald Trump?
Oh, no. You see, basically, look, I'm an American. I have citizenship, but I don't think like Israelis do. However, I asked my neighbors, who, by the way, two women who are married to each other, what you can do here in this country. Well, you can't get married here in this country. If you're two women, you have to get married somewhere else, but then you get the license of marriage transferred here, and then you're legally married in Israel. But they have two kids. One of them is a social worker in the prison system, and generally she said she's usually very lefty, but now she really hopes that Donald Trump finishes the job. So she was disappointed when he didn't bomb the radium centers. That's a huge concern. So I think a lot of people support what Trump is doing, and that a lot of people wish that he could do more. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Mike, what else do you have to share with America? I appreciate the call. What else would you like to share?
Well, let's see, what else? Okay, one of the most hazardous things living here are electric bicycles and electric scooters all over the sidewalk when you're trying to walk. And they zoom around you.
But that could be in Brooklyn. What else you got?
That is in Brooklyn. I don't know. I just wanted to call and say hello.
I'm glad you called and said hello.
Congratulations.
I'm glad you called and said hello. I'm glad you listened to the show, Mike. Thank you very much for
The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.